How you guys doing today? My name's Brett. I'm an exercise science student. I'm a junior at Indiana University, Pennsylvania, and I'm presenting you this workout today. I call it the 15-minute rush. It's a workout that I created. It's a high intensity interval training workout. So the beauty about this workout is you don't need any equipment. Since we're stuck in quarantine and you're shut out of your gyms, you don't really need any equipment for this. And as we go, I'll be presenting all these body weight calisthenic workouts that we're going to be doing. And if anyone's worried, I'll be presenting some modifications for things. If you're thinking that it might be too hard for you, it's not going to be too hard for you. You're going to be able to get through it. So this workout is complete with a warm-up and then the workout itself and then a cool down. So I call it the 15-minute rush because that's including the warm-up in the workout itself. I didn't include the cool down in the timing of it, so it could go for a few minutes longer than that if you so choose. But by the end of this, I don't doubt that you guys viewing will be able to identify and name the components of all the things that we're doing in this workout. They're pretty easy, and you'll catch on pretty quickly, and that you'll be able to complete them by yourself, and hopefully someday just be able to do it without this video. You won't even need me anymore. You'll just be able to time yourself. And then you'll be able to make the modifications necessary for you so that you can get through this workout, because I can't see you through the screen, so you know what you got to do to get yourself through this workout. So so for our warm-up, we're going to be doing, and I'll show you the warm-up when we get there. Warm-up's real simple. I'm more worried about the workout. The warm-up is going to be 35 seconds on each thing, and if at any time you feel like pausing the video to do the warm-up for a second go, that's perfectly okay, because we're only doing each component of the warm-up, for 35 seconds. So you can feel free to pause the video and do it a second time over, because the goal of the warm-up is just to get the blood flowing, get a slight sweat on, or a full-on sweat if the room's hot. So for the workout itself, the way I set this up is there's 5 circuits, okay? And in each circuit, there's 2 components, 2 workouts in each circuit. So if you do the math, there's 10 components, 10 workouts. And so what we're gonna do is you're gonna do each component for 30 seconds, okay? And you're gonna do 30 seconds of the workout of that component, then you're gonna get a 10-second break. Then you're gonna hit the next component, 10-second break. And you're gonna do each circuit. There's 5 circuits that I mentioned. You're gonna do each of those circuits 2 times, okay? So this will be the bulk of what we do today. And so for our first circuit, we're gonna be doing jump squats and arm walkouts. So for our jump squats, it's gonna be exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna get down into a squat, and then you're gonna jump into the air. Jump into the air, push that butt back, okay? Making sure that we're always breathing. Okay, so if you find yourself in pain from that, we want good quality from these workouts. We never want to feel pain. If that hurts your knees doing that jump, or that hurts your lower back for some reason, you go ahead and just keep your feet planted on the ground. It's perfectly okay. You don't have to jump. Just go ahead and do a normal squat. But we want to make sure that we break parallel. This is parallel. You want to make sure that you go beneath that, okay? And then you stand back up in that squat, clenching those butt cheeks together, okay? And then so again, if you're ever feeling pain doing these things, it's probably an indicator that you might need to try one of these modifications that I'm presenting to you, just to keep yourself safe. Since there's no equipment, I don't fear that you're gonna hurt yourself doing this workout, okay? And then we have arm walkouts. So exactly as it sounds, but one thing that I wanna make sure that you do is you keep those legs straight. You're gonna bend over and walk yourself out. Now, if you're able to do that, walk yourself out, I go to about the spot where you would do a push-up, okay? And I do a push-up. You don't have to do the push-up. You can just walk yourself out. And the modification for that is if you're struggling on walking yourself out while standing up, you can go ahead and just drop it down to your knees. So it'll look like this. I got to my push-up position, I do a push-up. And I walk myself back in. And then stand back up. Now, if you can't do that, you can get down on your knees, but I would ask that in this, if you keep your knees too far in, it makes it entirely too easy. Try pushing those knees back a little bit, okay? So this might be too easy. Push those knees back, okay? Walk yourself out, and this time I'm gonna go past where the push-up position would be. Since you're doing a modification, go past the push-up spot and then walk yourself back in. This will engage your core, and those are really good for your shoulders. And that's it for the first circuit. So again, you're gonna do each one of those things for 30 seconds each, 10-second rest in between, 2 times. And then that's all circuit 1. Second circuit, we have the dreaded burpees, okay? The burpees, and then what I call hollow body, well, I call them hollow body holds, but everyone calls them hollow body holds, and they're tough, okay? So for these burpees, you know what a burpee is. It looks like this. You know, you jump in the air, go down, push up, suck your legs back in, jump in the air. Don't fear. If you are dreading these burpees so badly that you want to quit the workout now, don't do it, okay? All you have to do is remove the push-up at the end. You don't have to do, you know, that spot where I sucked my legs back in? You don't even have to do that. Just walk your legs back in, okay? So you don't have to jump at the top. Just stand back up, go back down like this. And instead of sucking your legs back in, just walk your legs back in and stand back up. And then go back down again. See, it doesn't have to be that painful. So then after that, we have the hollow body holds. And what I want to stress for hollow body holds is that I want you to think about taking your belly button and sucking it into your spine, okay? And then you're gonna vacuum suck your lower back into the ground, pinning your lower back into the ground, okay? Your lower back should not leave the ground. If it leaves the ground, you might have to recheck and reevaluate your form and start back, and that's a-okay. That's perfectly fine. So with these hollow body holds, they're tough, okay? You're going to suck your belly button in, keep that lower back on the ground, bring your legs up, not together, apart, okay? And put your hands behind your head, like this. Just hold that. I'm shaking. Okay? And if you can't bring yourself to try that, perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. You go ahead and just go like this, okay? You bring your knees, thighs perpendicular, 90-degree angle here, okay? And you can even have your hands on the side, stabilizer, so you don't wobble or fall over. Just hold that, okay? So that will be all of circuit 2. Circuit 3 is going to be reverse lunge. I used to call these reverse lunge squat hops, but that was a mouthful. So just reverse lunge hops. And so you're going to go down into a lunge and then hop to the other side, alternating these. And if you're getting to the point where you're too tired, ain't no thing. You just don't jump. Don't jump in between them. You go ahead and you just do that lunge, step back up, just alternate that. So you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna do mountain climbers. These are pretty high intensity, okay? So you're gonna put your hands and your shoulders in a straight line, okay? And you're gonna be hopping, bringing your knees to your chest. And I forgot to mention this. I completely forgot to mention this. If you learn by example and doing it yourself, feel free to follow along with this. This is like the tutorial part, so feel free to follow along. Or if you're okay with just listening and watching, and that will help you grasp things, do that. So for mountain climbers, I'm hopping. Now, if you're getting too tired for that, remove the hop. Just bring one leg up and alternate it. Like that. And that can be all for that. So after that circuit's done, we're on to circuit 4, and that is shoulder taps and another mouthful, supine leg air walks. It sounds a lot harder than what it is. It's pretty simple. So for shoulder taps, you're just gonna have your arms straight out on the ground. You can have your feet together or apart, whatever helps you have more balance. And you're just gonna tap your shoulders. So like this, okay? And if you can't do that, I should have just stayed down. You can go ahead and just stay on your knees, but bring those knees back, kind of like how we did for the arm walkouts. Bring those knees back so it makes it a little bit harder, and then do your shoulder taps, okay? And then moving on to our supine leg air walks, you're gonna do what we did for the hollow body hold, sucking that lower back down, and you're gonna just walk your legs up into the air and then walk them back down. Looks super cool. So lower back to the ground. You can have your hands here or up in the air, whatever you're comfortable with. Legs out, walking. And if you're getting too tired and you don't want to try that, go ahead and remove that part and just bring your knees into that same position, that 90-degree angle as we did last time, and just bring your knees to your chest. You can have your arms down on the ground as support. Bring those knees to your chest. That will build up those same lower abdominal muscles that you need to be able to do those leg walks. So if you just practice that, you'll be able to progress yourself up to doing the normal supine leg air walks. So then that's all for circuit 4. We're on to our last circuit already. You're gonna do invisible jump rope, single leg jump ropes. And yeah, you might feel silly, but I would appreciate it if you tried to move your arms as if you were actually swinging a jump rope, just to get your arms involved, just to get even more movement. So you're gonna do 15 seconds on each leg, because remember, each component is done for 30 seconds. So to break it apart between 2 legs, 15 seconds per leg. Okay, so 15 seconds, 15 seconds. And if you're too tired to do single legs, just bring it down to 2, like this. And if that's too much, you don't have to move your arms. Go ahead and just jump up and down, okay? And then the second part are jumping jack planks. The only difference this time between that and like the shoulder taps is that we're not up like this. We're in a normal plank. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the movement of like a jumping jack and just translate that onto the ground with your legs, okay? So I'm gonna show you from the side, and then I'm gonna do from the back side. So get down to a plank. And then from this side, just like that. Okay, and we're done. We're done. Then we're on to our cool down. See, you got this. That ain't nothing. You totally got this. 15 minutes, you'll kill it. And then we're on to our cool down. And so on our cool down, we're gonna do some, well, I guess it would help if I took us through the warm-up, wouldn't it? So for the warm-up, we're gonna be doing 35 seconds of each thing. So we're gonna do some running in place. And this stuff is so easy. Do some running in place, because the purpose of this warm-up, again, is just to get yourself to a slight sweat, get the blood pumping through your body. That's what we want to do. Get those arms moving, get those legs moving. Then you're gonna do some butt kicks. 35 seconds of that. And then 35 seconds of high knees. And then you're gonna do side steps. But with the side steps, first you're gonna do arm circles. You may feel a little ridiculous. Go ahead and close those blinds, no one cares. Switch directions. Ooh, feels good. And then you're gonna do some arm throwing across your chest, alternating those, just to loosen up. 35 seconds. And again, as I said earlier in the video, you can pause that, do it a second time, a third time through, whatever you want. Get yourself to a slight sweat, warmed up. If you're in a hot room, I bet you'll be sweating after one time. And then the cool down, running in place. Again, then sit in a low squat. So push that butt back and just go down. And I take my hands, put them in a praying position. I put my elbows in between my legs and push my legs apart. And if you can't maintain that, you can go ahead and put your elbows up on your knees. If you can't maintain that, go ahead and stand up a little bit, feel it out, let the burn go away, then go back into it. Do the same thing. Good. And then we're going to go into a deep lunge. Deep lunge. Feel that pelvis just sink, okay? You want to make sure that, as I wasn't doing, that this is perpendicular. Your tibia, your leg is perpendicular to the ground, okay? Just let your pelvis sink. Not letting this on the ground. This is elevated up. And I bop with it. I bounce. Okay, so then do that on the other side. And you can do this for however long you want, just until you feel a good stretch. As you stand up, just if you just stand on one leg, this is hardly on the ground. If you just move your hips around, you'll feel the head of your femur bone rolling around in the capsule in there. That will help with mobility, okay? With mobility and flexibility, and just after a hard workout like that, it's really good. So after we do those deep lunges, we're gonna have just stretching out the arms. Yeah, feels good. Feels good. And you can go ahead, just keep that blood moving if you want. Keep those side steps. The way we did that for the warm up, you can do this for the cool down as well if you want. You don't have to. And then the next one is behind the back. I'm gonna take my right hand first and grab my left wrist. Grab it. Now what I'm gonna do is pull my shoulder blades together and then tuck them in my back pocket. And then side step. And then switch that around. Take my left hand and grab my right wrist, shoulder blades together, tuck it in the back pocket. And we're done with that. Now, you can also grab an elevated object. There's a cross beam right here on this chair. Take the front of your foot right here, the front of your foot, and you're gonna let that remain on the bar, but then you're gonna let your heel sink, and the top of your foot is gonna get closer to your shin, and that's the dorsiflexion in your leg, and so that's gonna stretch out the back of your leg where your calf is. So you're gonna get up here, hold on. Remember, toes up there. And let the heel sink. That's gonna stretch those calves. Build up some dorsiflexion. Feels so good. Okay. Then you're gonna have wide leg stretch down to the middle. If you can, keep your legs straight, or if you're not flexible like me, you need a slight bend in the knees, push the butt back, and sometimes I just go down into it and I bounce with it. I stand up, always breathing, just going a little bit further, bring it back up, and then even further until you're on the ground. And you go ahead and just hold that stretch. You won't want to leave it. And then two last poses, child's pose and the warrior pose. I sometimes fall asleep in the child pose. It's comfortable. Just go ahead and put those, get down on your knees. Just sit down, bending, folding your body, putting your head between your arms. And then after that, the warrior pose, you're gonna get into a lunge, okay? And then the side where you're, low battery. The side where your leg is bending into the lunge, your arm is gonna go up on that side. So left leg first, okay? And then right arm back. Hold that and bounce with it, and then do the reverse of that. So that's all I got for you guys. That was the warm-up, the workout, which is called the 15-minute rush. And it should take you about 15 minutes. And all things considered, 15 minutes out of the 24-hour day, I think that's pretty convenient. And you'll get a really good sweat on doing it. And I bet you'll be sore the next day. But it's nothing that you cannot handle. You've got this. And I'll see you guys next time.